So this is another question from IIT JEE PYQ, advanced PYQ it is. So the question is like the string between the blocks of mass m and 2m. So this is the mass 2m here. This is the mass 2m and this is the block of mass m. Is massless and inextensible. The system is suspended by a massless spring as shown in the figure. Okay. If the string is cut, the magnitude of accelerations of mass 2m and m immediately after the cutting is. So here we will be using the concept of cutting of the spring and this string. So what is the governing concept actually? When we cut the string, when we cut the string, the tension in the string becomes immediately zero. So immediately tension in the string becomes zero. That is, instantaneously it will be zero. That means tension in the string changes instantaneously, but the spring there will be some extension, so it will not be changing instantaneously. So there will be force acting due to the spring. So here initially I will draw the free body diagram for this mass m first. This is our mass m and there will be a tension force acting on this mass m in the upward direction. Let us suppose initially our system is at equilibrium. There will be a mg force acting downward due to the earth's gravitation. So since it is at rest, we can take tension is equal to mg. Let us suppose this is our equation number 1. Now let us suppose there is an extension in the spring that is equal to x. So since it is extended, so there will be a spring force acting due to this extension in the spring that is equal to k into elongation in the spring. That elongation is what? X. So this is our spring force. So now drawing the free body diagram for this mass 2m. So this is our mass 2m here and there will be a spring force acting on this mass m, that is Fs. And there will be a tension force acting in downward direction, and also there will be the mass of this body that is equal to 2mg. Now since our system is in equilibrium, so upward force will be equal to downward force, that is Fs will be equal to tension plus twice of mg. Okay. Since from the equation number 1 we can substitute the value of this t, so t will be equal to mg plus 2mg. Okay, so our spring force will be equal to 3mg. Since the value of spring force is k into that elongation in the spring that is equal to x, so this kx will be equal to 3mg. So from here we can find out the elongation in the spring that is equal to 3mg by k. Now this is the important conclusion we have drawn from here, that elongation in the spring is 3mg by k initially. Now what happens? We are cutting this string between these two masses 2m and m. So this 2m is connected with this spring now, and this m is being cut from the string. Okay, so since tension force becomes zero instantaneously, so there will not be any tension force here. Here tension force will be equal to 0 on this block. Only mg will be acting in downward. So what will be the acceleration of this small m mass? That will be equal to, we'll write the equation of motion directly. So mg is only the force acting in downward direction, that will be equal to m into acceleration of this block. So acceleration of this m mass will be equal to g only. So it will be freely falling with an acceleration g. Okay. Now coming to this mass 2m. Since tension force becomes 0 instantaneously, so there will not be any tension force acting on this mass 2m here. So I will be drawing the free body diagram for this 2m now. So this is our 2m. Tension in the downward is 0, and 2 mg, that is due to the earth's gravitation, is acting in downward direction. Since spring force does not become 0 instantaneously, so the spring force will be acting like kx only. Okay. Now we can write the equation of motion for this block. That will be kx minus this 2 mg, that will be equal to some acceleration will be there. Let us suppose 2m into acceleration of this block. Okay. Now I can substitute the value of x here, as we have already calculated it. That is x is equal to 3 mg by k. So k multiply 3 mg by k minus 2 mg, that will be equal to 2m into acceleration of this block. Okay, so k will be cancelled out, and 3 mg minus 2 mg is mg only. So mg will be equal to 2m into acceleration. Okay, so m will be cancelled out here, and acceleration of this block 2m will be equal to g by 2, but it will be in upward direction. Okay, in upward direction. So what is the correct answer for this question? The acceleration of mass 2m will be g by 2, and for m mass it will be g only. So correct option is B.